I'm Freya.
And I'm Nick.
And you're listening to Humaning with a Difference.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Looking forward to some storytelling and hearing and listening and...
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you this story.
Right.
And get your thoughts. Because, I've been talking about this friend. We don't need to say her name, but... that I had a beautiful day with yesterday, beautiful evening. We chatted for a long time, had really juicy conversation. And then we danced for a bit, and then we decided to go to the beach, and we were hoping to get, fish to take away and eat at the beach. But by the time we got out of the house, it was 8:30.
At night?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so we had this beautiful beach picnic, eating pizza, and then on the way back we started talking about New Year's Eve
right.
and what we were going to do.
Okay.
And yeah, how do you feel about New Year's Eve?
I think each person is different, but you ask me how I feel. I've always felt it's a bit overrated. So overrated in the sense that for me, it's a long day. I tend to get up quite early in the morning, 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. I struggle to stay awake. Well, I always stay awake to midnight, but then by the time I go to sleep, and then it's almost time to get up again at 5 a.m. So I always feel a bit like it's used a lot of my energy. And I think being the first day of the year, sometimes I feel like I've started on a bit of a slow.
Yes.
I don't know, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think same. And I think sometimes, throughout my life, I've had these different experiences of sometimes being at festivals or sometimes being at a club or at the fireworks or some kind of social gathering. But often it's a bit anticlimactic,
Yeah.
I think there's so much expectation that sometimes it's whatever you do, it's oh, okay, that was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
There was so much build up and a bit of just counting down to midnight and then nothing changes,
Happy New Year.
Get time for bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, maybe some people out there have luscious New Year's Eve kisses or something.
I'm sure they do. They must have.
But it's also one of the probably, one of those nights that couples end up fighting. I mean, the last New Year's that I had in my last relationship was one of those
really
fighting ones. But
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I was driving home with Athena. But I'll also say, I agree. It's nice to start the year fresh, and I like that idea. And I think I'm more and more I enjoy staying home on New Year's Eve because it's just don't need it. You can have magical nights other nights, and you can avoid the Uber surcharge and the hectic vibes and all that.
Well, for quite a few years, I've met with friends earlier in the day, friends that I've known for many years.
Yeah.
And so it's more early afternoon into the evening, but home early enough to avoid that lateness.
Yeah.
So that seemed to work well, but I know those friends are now gone later again, back to the midnight. So I'm not sure what I'm doing this year.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
And now you were saying about your
so
friend.
my friend, we were talking and she was like, I'm not going away. And we were sort of speaking about nourishment, or she was saying beautiful things about just really nourishing for the end of the year and things like that, which I love and which we're doing, which we can talk more about later. But but then she said, there's this drumming party, and it's a drumming party that happens regularly on Maroubra Beach, and it's a mix of drumming and DJing, ecstatic dance, and there's a fire, and there was there's usually around 100 people there.
Wow.
And so not just New Year's, but I think regularly they do this. But they were going to do one on New Year's, and then she was like, so I'm thinking, maybe she would go to that. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And in my mind, I was kind of mulling over, that it sounded like it could be a fun thing to do, but also at the same time knowing that that it would be a lot of access barriers, you know, like
Yeah.
the beach in the dark, lots
Yeah.
of people, bags, everything on the ground. But anyway, so I sort of, you know, and then I kind of awkwardly, because she didn't come out and sort of say, do you want to come? I mean, she sort of maybe said something that could have been interpreted as, you know, if you want, you can join, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a direct invitation. And then I kind of said, oh, yeah, maybe if I don't feel like being at home, maybe I'd come to that.
Right.
And she, being quite direct, she was sort of, she didn't say no, but she said, well, she said, let's feel into it. Let's see how we feel
Yeah.
on the day or closer to the time. And then I mulled it over and I realized actually access was going to be really hard, and also it would be a lot of responsibility for her, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
So anyway, then I messaged her this morning and I just thanked her for a lovely time and sent her a photo of like this thing we wrote down
Right.
that we thought was important to remember. And just, you know, said how much I appreciated her company and and then I sort of also wrote, I've also given New Year's Eve some thought and I don't think that would work.
Right.
And anyway, so she followed up with a phone call from my text and she sort of confirmed that, she wouldn't want to take on that responsibility.
Yeah, right. And you wonder how I feel about that?
Yeah, I guess how I feel just is kind of like, you know, it's a little, like I reflected that even if someone was willing to take on that responsibility, I don't think I would want to be relying on one person.
No.
You know,
I
and I
agree.
sort of said, you know,
I agree.
if it was in a group and the responsibility was shared,
Yeah.
that's different, right?
I know, absolutely. If it was me, I feel the same in that one person that you're with who may feel like they've got to be with you the whole night and they're responsible for your well-being, and it's not it's not a place that you can easily get out of by yourself,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to walk off the beach and find somewhere to book a Uber or a taxi or...
Yeah.
I'd need to put some structure around that, like maybe someone come with me, or I'd need plan B if I needed to get out of there. I'd need to get out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also while you're there, like what if you need to go to the bathroom? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be going on what you said.
Yeah.
It's not a great...
But I was also proud of myself for just like coming to that conclusion and just being pragmatic about it. And that's very new for me. I've so often put myself in situations that, you know, I hadn't really catered for my needs or thought about my access needs. So I feel like it's mature and, you know, sort of almost embodied of me to recognize that and to be... And also recognize the other person's experience as well and how it would impact them. And I was proud that I could just be fairly direct about it.
I think a couple of things happened there. Yeah, it's great that sounds like over the years you have joined things but not sort of giving consideration. So credit to say, yeah, I'll do it, but then credit to say now at your stage of life that you can recognise things and maybe balance them and have a pros and cons and come to a decision that is informed and considered.
Yes.
That's why I interpret what you said there.
But then I guess there's also something to be said for adventure. I met a wonderful friend, a wonderful blind friend who was also a bit of a mentor to me.
Right.
Because I went to this sound healing book launch thing.
Right.
And it was the most inaccessible thing. Like, firstly, in the middle of, like, Fox Studios, somewhere in, like, a tent. And, like, like a big tent.
Oh, no.
But then it was also like I got there and I found it. I think maybe my ex-husband had dropped me off and was going to pick me up, so that was good. But I got there and there was just like this dark round dome and like I couldn't, like heaps of people, and you were meant to find food and then a herbal drink in the middle and a spot to lie down, and like it was all like really...
What was it called? Sound healing?
Well, it was a famous or a semi-famous sound healer who was launching their book, but also doing a sound healing experience at the same time.
I hope they healed you. See, after all that.
But yeah, I was standing in the foyer area, like queuing, waiting to get in, and then I saw like these two people, and I saw one of them well enough, they were maybe a metre away, and I watched their interaction a bit, and I was like, I think one of those guys is blind.
Right.
And I was like, excuse me.
Are you blind? No, I'm not, madam.
I was very polite. I was like, I hope you don't mind me asking, but... I'm like, I have low vision myself, but it looks to me.
You're like, you've got a sort of me.
And then he was like, yeah, I am. And then I was kind of like, he was there with his husband.
Right.
And they were lovely. I was like, oh, can I just tag along and get some support?
Yeah.
Can you please help me as well?
Well, I interpret that as you're reaching out for help.
Yes.
That's I think that's a very clever way to do it. Reach out.
But it was just how lucky, how random,
lucky.
Right? How random that how often do you go to an event and see another blind person there? Like, very rarely, right?
Did you spend the time with them, or did they just help you set up and do your own thing?
No, we did. It was funny because, they helped me get food, and then we ate together because it was like a buffet kind of setup as well. So we all sort of, his husband was wonderful, was really good at guiding and stuff, and the partner joked that it was his human guide dog. Like,
okay. I don't know what you were. I don't know what your friend would have labelled you as. Hang wrong.
And then we all found a spot to lie down together, and the sighted husband got me like this herbal cacao kind of thing that we were drinking, and it all worked out. And then in the end, like, we all walked out together, and then my husband was just approaching, and apparently one of them told me later, you should have seen the look on my husband's face, because I'm just walking out of this event laughing and like joking with these two guys.
Yeah. Isn't that's destiny sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bringing you together and...
Yeah, and he's been a great support to me, both professionally, like with technology, and also just spiritually with blindness,
Things sometimes line up, don't they? People cross pathways, and I remember my wife, 18 months ago, was in hospital. We having quite serious treatment.
You were?
No, my wife.
Oh, okay.
And I remember when I was leaving, I was with a support person.
Yeah.
And I mentioned there was another guide dog downstairs at the exit of the hospital.
Mm.
So my support worker spoke to this person, turned out to be a support person of the woman who was blind, who had the guide dog.
Oh, wow.
And it turned out that woman grew up or knew my wife, and from there they reconnected in the last stages of her life.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, because I knew her, I worked with her as well, and then I said that my wife was having treatment, and they followed up each other the next day or two.
Wow.
And in touch with each other in the last stage of life.
Was this the woman who passed away recently?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't realise that.
So, doesn't it? It's amazing how it can bring people together and reconnect for others.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Like, you got to believe in some greater force or power sometimes with those sorts of synchronicities.
Yeah.
And also I feel like when you take a leap of faith as well, like often
Yeah.
the universe will catch you, you know?
Yeah, it will. I love doing that. One of my favourite pastimes is to put myself in a very unfamiliar place. It could be a shopping centre and just wander around, just see where it takes me. You know, I've walked into maternity shops and asked, what shop's this? What's a maternity shop? Like, I can leave here. Discovery is really, and meeting people.
Well, that's a wonderful reframe for me. Because I hate that.
Really?
I hate trying to find like a particular shop or trying to buy something like and not seeing what, and finally I'm like, I'm just going to go in and ask what shop this is. And it's like torture to me sometimes.
Oh, okay. I wonder why. You're just not used to asking, or
yeah,
how
I
does it
suppose.
feel?
I think maybe it's because I masked for so much of my life.
Right.
You know, while I had enough vision, I was like, I'll just be and act as sighted as possible.
Yeah. And do you think it's changed over the years?
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's like a habit, you know? And it still feels like, maybe because it's not as obvious with me, then I have to disclose to people and they have to have a whole reaction and, you know, like...
Yeah, it's not as visible. You're not holding a cane or, visually you've...
Yeah. I mean, I do hold a cane often if I'm in a shopping centre.
Right. Well, that should be a pretty strong clue.
Yeah, but sometimes people just don't seem to see it.
Okay.
Especially if there's a counter.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, even I come across some people or they either don't see or they're so unsure what to say or do and maybe fearful of getting it wrong or right or...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I understand also that most of your life you've been able to manage and sort out things yourself, and then to introduce the possibility of reaching out at times must take a bit of a adjustment.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is a level of a loss of control or power or autonomy or something. I don't know about power. I mean, maybe power also comes from one's inner stance.
Yeah, it's an interest. Yeah, I think it's a more loss of control, is it? I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I guess a loss of control and a reliance on other people and conversation even, like, rather than just being able to, say, glance at a shop sign and be like, that's what that is, that's what that is,
I suppose too, having had disability a long time, I've never really thought of those who... I don't often think about what it's like not to have a disability. Well, an obvious one.
Yeah.
A physical one where people have often hidden disabilities or challenges. I think most people do. But I've never really thought what it's like to just do things without too much thought or having to think like we often have to.
Yes, yeah, it's true. And like what you were saying about thinking ahead, that we both have this habit of thinking what's next, what needs to be done next, where are we going next, what are the next few steps.
Yeah.
And I think that's also a symptom of just living a life where we do need to plan pretty meticulously, we need to think of a lot of things and be aware where things are and remember and think about if we're going here, what are the steps we need to take, and you know what I mean?
Whereas most people... Well, a lot of people can maybe just go to the car or easily book an Uber. We can do certain things, but it is more challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But to end on a beautiful note...
Great.
And coming back to New Year's Eve...
Right.
We are having the most beautiful, nourishing day that you planned. It feels very decadent. I haven't done something like that in years. I'm just so excited to be nourished. I feel like, I'll just speak for myself, but it probably applies to you too, is I feel like I've been through a lot this year and I'm really proud. Like, I'm really proud of what I've achieved.
I'm very proud, and I'm sure a lot of people are, of what you have achieved.
Oh,
most definitely. It's been you've had a lot of things to manage, and I think you've done extremely well.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you. That's lovely to hear. And so have you, though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've had a good year overall. I think a lot of things happened that I didn't think would happen that were encouraging and good for my well-being. Had some hurdles to jump, but nothing that was too difficult. And a bit like we were saying earlier, in my life, I'm fortunate to have some good people around me to support me and for hopefully me to support them.
Yeah.
And I really encourage, for me, that's the key, is really developing that trustworthy support and that you can receive and give.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm pleased to be ending the year with a really good experience. I like doing that, to try to end on something that's really meaningful.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Rewarding and nourishing. And I think that is so much better than going to some massive kind of party at the beach with all kinds of people stumbling around. You know what I mean?
I know, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think, it gets back to what people like, I suppose, as individuals.
Yeah.
But definitely for me, I try to choose things that are meaningful to me and not just... I think I've been guilty way in the past of thinking I had to do certain things and everyone else is doing it, so you just do it. And then you get to the point where I don't need to do it. There's other things that would be more nourishing for me to choose.
Yes. And I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was sighted, I think I would love it.
Yeah, probably would too.
Yeah, but it's just
you
got to honour your limitations sometimes, don't you? And there's some limitations that it's it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to necessarily, you're not going to be able to push that beyond a certain point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're working within a certain framework, I think, or parameters that realistically works best for yourself. Is that what you're saying, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's you can have limitations around, the amount of cardio you can do or the amount of weight you can lift, and you can work on that. But in terms of inaccessible environments or things that, perhaps a disability just makes hard, there's some things that aren't movable or changeable as much.
I agree. Yeah, no, totally. I do agree with that. And there have been many times where I have been adventurous and I've gone to things and it's been okay, but the challenges afterwards, what I had to go through and experience, probably wasn't rushing back to do it again, and probably, like you said earlier, probably didn't give enough consideration to weighing up the value of going or being there, but what was involved as a person with disability.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's got to really honour our own reality, don't we? Find magic and fun and joy and celebration elsewhere, and there's still so many places and ways to experience that, right?
Agree. Absolutely agree.
Like our spa day.
I'm looking forward. Yeah, it's every wonderful.
Me too. Me too. Very much so. Yeah, well, maybe we'll leave it there. I feel like we've had a good little chat about access needs and adventure and
New Year's Eve,
limitations and joy.
Parameters and...
Yes. Yeah.
And then we'll have 2026, the new year.
Yes. Yes, we will.
Thank you for tuning in to Humaning with a Difference.
You can find our contact details in the show notes, and happy humaning.